What makes baseball the grand old game that it is? What makes it endure? Is it the way it's played, or the men who play it?
Don't you get the blues? You try to follow the golden rule, but sometimes you gotta keep that view. That there kind of stuff you just ain't there for lose. Life's a tune. It teaches you.
We've seen some brilliant players over the years.
Move over, babe. Here comes Henry.
We've watched these greats perform some outstanding feats.
Move over,
Feats that may stand the test of time.
he'll break that 74G.
Like hammering Hank Aaron's 715th career homer.
Henry is his name. Mr. Air King of Slams. Nailing down his all-time fame.
Ted Williams' 406 batting average in 1941. Pete Rose's base hit that surpassed Ty Cobb's record. Lou Gehrig's string of 2,130 consecutive games. And Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. We've seen a few characters in the great game of baseball, too. And some of those unusual characters also have been fine players. But when someone says all-time great, it's the same few dozen players who come to mind again and again. For Yankee partisans, it's names like Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle. For Cardinal diehards, it's Dean or Musial or Gibson. For other fans, it's Hank Aaron or Willie Mays or Ernie Banks. Or how about Roberto Clemente, Carl Yastrzemski, Johnny Bench, or Sandy Koufax, or any of the three Robinsons, Jackie, Frank, or Brooks? There are many Tiger greats who need no introduction to Detroit fans. Tyrus Raymond Cobb, Gordon Mickey Cochran, Samuel Earl Crawford, Huey Jennings, Henry Emmett Manouche. At the court of Michigan in trouble, greatness is often spelled with a capital G. In 1935, it was baseball's original G-Man who led the Tigers to their first World Series championship. Clutch-hitting Goose Goslin teamed with hammerin' Hank Greenberg and the incomparable Charlie Gehringer as the Tigers outlasted the Bronx Bombers. The G-Men had led the Bengals to their second straight pennant. Then the Tigers took on the powerful Chicago Cubs, led by Phil Cabarretta, Babe Herman, Gabby Hartnett, Augie Gallan, and Stan Hack. The Tigers countered with an equally powerful cast. Besides the G-Men, the Tigers lineup featured greats like Mickey Cochran behind the plate, JoJo White and Pete Fox in the outfield, Marv Owen at the hot corner, and Billy Rogel is Charlie Gehringer's keystone partner. The smooth-fielding Gehringer had already perfected his line drive swing to rack up 7 300-plus seasons. But it didn't stop there, for Gehringer became the offensive star of the Tigers' first World Series triumph, ripping 3 doubles, scoring 4 runs, and knocking in another 4 as he hit .375. It was Charlie's smash down the first baseline that sent the series' winning run into scoring position. But for the graceful Gehringer, the best was still to come. The late 30s was a golden age for baseball. In 1937, some of the game's all-time greats had great seasons. Lou Gehrig drove in 159 runs, but Joe DiMaggio knocked in 167. only to finish second to Hank Greenberg's 183. Yes, 37 was a hitter's year. Gehrig edged teammate DiMaggio with a 351 average, but that only made baseball's Iron Man a runner-up, exactly 20 points behind the champion. And who was a champ with a 371 average? A quiet, modest young man from the farms of Fowlerville, Michigan, Charlie Gehringer. Once again, baseball's quietest man let his bat do the talking for him. Charlie Gehringer stood out. In 1937, he followed teammates Mickey Cochran in 1934 and Hank Greenberg in 1935 in being named the most valuable player in the American League. When the exit gate beckoned in 1942, Charlie Gehringer bowed out gracefully. He had played 19 years and compiled a lifetime batting average of 320. Many would be content to sit back and rest after such a career, but perhaps a quality of greatness is never to be content with yesterday's achievements. Charlie moved into baseball management as the general manager of the Tigers. In 1952, he signed his name to a contract which brought Al Kaline to Detroit. "27 years later, in Cooperstown, Charlie watched as Kaline was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Baseball, it truly is America's grand old game.
Boy, hit, here's some Cochran rounding second base. He's in with a run. He's in with a run.
And it is grand because of the great men who play it.
And goes one into the stand for a home run. Greenberg hits one into the left field stand, the line drive. What a home run, scoring behind Gehringer.
So here's a salute to the game's great players. And a standing ovation to the finest among them, Charlie Gehringer.
Charlie Gehringer, you're our main man. If there's any such thing as Mr. Baseball in the city of Detroit, it's Charlie Gehringer. Al, he's turning 85 on this date. He's being honored tonight at the Gehringer K-Line Golf Classic. And we're out of town. We're not able to be there, but we wanted to say happy birthday, Charlie, and the very best to you, and many, many more.
Absolutely. Charlie, one of the great guys that I've ever known in my life. And Charlie, happy birthday to you. I'm sorry I can't be there, but we have to be in Baltimore televising the game back to Detroit. But our very best wishes to you, and we hope everybody there has had a great evening and come back and see us again.
Yes, sir. Once again, Charlie, Mr. Baseball in Detroit, happy birthday to you on this great day.
I'm Pete Uberoth, the Commissioner of Baseball. I wish I was with you there tonight. I was invited to play in the golf tournament, and I would like to have done it. I'd like a chance to beat Charlie Gehringer. He beats me every year at Cooperstown at the Hall of Fame golf course, and well, Charlie, just give me another chance this year. I look forward to seeing both you and Joe. You know, you're honoring a man tonight who was known as a player's player. Every player knew they could count on him in the clutch and every other way when he played so many years with the Tigers in his great career. But he's also was honored by the managers. He was known as a manager's player too, because he would take instruction and he would always be counted on in every way. Even the owners, if you can imagine that in this day and age, the owners really love this man because he cared about his town, he cared about his team, he cared about the institution called baseball. And that dignity and respect for the game is carried on. I'm pleased to know him, and know his wife, Jo. I'm pleased that all of you have gathered tonight to honor him. Your tournament and dinner goes toward a good cause. It helps a architectural institution that should be preserved, and also a university help its athletes. That's the best part of baseball, when people come together, people with great careers who had great God-given skills come together to help other people. So I thank all of you, and I thank you for allowing me to interrupt your evening to honor this very special man. Baseball, we think the world of Charlie Gehringer.
It's a pleasure to join in this special salute to Charlie Gehringer, a baseball legend as well as a fine and gentle man. When I was a sports announcer on station WHO in Des Moines, Iowa, Charlie Gehringer was in the midst of his brilliant career. I recall reading the game story off the ticker tape and doing a voice reconstruction of the 1935 World Series. The Tigers had great players on that team: Hank Greenberg, Mickey Cochran, Schoolboy Rowe, Tommy Bridges. But it was the quiet man, Charlie Gehringer, who led the Tigers to their first World Series championship. All Charlie did was bat .375 and perform brilliantly in the field. Charlie went on to become the American League's most valuable player in 1937. He was inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1949, a lifetime of honors for a very special person. Charlie, you brought us thrills with your skill and grace, and you've continued to serve many communities and causes with distinction. This good cause which bears your name helps preserve a priceless treasure, Meadowbrook Hall, and it supports student athletes at Oakland University. So it's a pleasure for Nancy and me to join your countless friends in saluting you on your 85th birthday. Thanks for the grace you brought to our national pastime and for a lifetime of service to others. Charlie and Jo, we wish you well.